Hello, welcome to Malvern Retreat House. I'm Mark Politano, the president of Malvern Retreat House. Many of you know this site, this space. Right now we are in an unprecedented time, and who would have thought that these beautiful grounds would be even more silent than the most silent retreat? But we are. We have suspended all of our retreat activities in honor of the stay-at-home order, as well as for best practices. And any staff who are engaged are trying to keep the facilities operating, but we're doing that with distance. And we have staff working remotely. And we actually have a few of us who are here occasionally trying to keep the pieces together. It's a statement, I think, of what is really happening around us, and we are no different. A lot of really dedicated, loyal people, but we have to make sure that we do the right thing for the sake of public health. I think one of the issues for us is, we look around here and we see the flowers blooming, we hear the birds chirping, the trees are budding and flowering, and everything is happening the way that God has ordained nature to be. And it's a wonderful thing. It's a wonderful thing to look around our grounds and see all of this beautiful nature happening. But yet, we know that there's some chaos and crisis around us with the scare of this coronavirus. And what do we do? One of the things that has been jumping out to me is that, nature trusts in God. Nature trusts that the right things are happening, that the air is there, that the soil is rich, that the water is going to be provided, and nature continues to unfold. And nature trusts completely in the Creator. And maybe that's what we're being asked to do. Just the other day we celebrated the Feast of the Annunciation, and it was Mary's complete, total, nothing held back yes to become the Mother of God. And as hard as that is for many of us, I know it's very hard for me, especially in a time like this. I want to be in control. I want to tell God, this is how you should be doing things. But the Lord is asking us, okay, trust me. Put yourself in my hands. I look at my family and I see my two little 4-year-old twins. I see my wife, and we, like everybody else, are going through that experience of being at home an awful lot. It's beautiful, and I'm finding and meeting my daughters and my family on a whole different level that's a blessing and a grace, but it's also a challenge. We want to be more engaged. We want to be able to do the things that we ordinarily do. But it's amazing during this time of Lent, when we always choose certain kinds of penances, and now we are in a reality that says some penances are kind of thrust upon us, and the question is, how do we say yes to that? How do we trust God in all of that? It isn't easy. It's given me some restless nights. It's given me some heartache. And I look around and I am concerned what happens with our staff going forward, what happens with our associates, what is happening with Malvern Retreat House when we are here for retreats and helping people grow in their faith and bringing them here onto the property. So what are we doing then? Well, we're trying to provide some kind of alternative response. one of the things we're doing is sending things out to all of you, and we hope that you're viewing some of our daily reflections, our prayer services, the opportunity for a rosary, even adoration recorded and provided electronically and virtually. Those are some of the things. We're even exploring what might happen. Do we have the right technology for doing a virtual retreat? And one of our retreatants stepped up the other day and said, here I am, and I know this technology very well, and he's part of the Palm Sunday group, and he said, I can't do my retreat this year, but maybe I can help you reach other people, and we're investigating that. It's a reality. We're going to keep on doing that as long as we need to do. And we hope that we're able to continue to provide some of the resources that are going to help all of you to grow. Grow in faith, grow in this Lenten season, this holy season, and really invite the opportunity to encounter the Lord, even if that's home and that's in your domestic church. So we're hoping that can become more and more of a reality for all of you. We ask then that maybe if you are able to, that you continue to check on our website, that you look at these opportunities. We have information on our website, on our YouTube channel, on Instagram, on Facebook, and all kinds of different social media. Take a look there. In addition to all of the ways the church is helping us grow, providing Mass online, etc. We're going to be asking some of you also to share with us, send us some of your thoughts about how you are enduring this time, what's going on, how you are able to get through all of this, how you are coping, how are you making sense of this, what's happening in your family, what's happening in your faith life. Send us a few paragraphs, a few sentences, and give us the opportunity, share that with us, and we'll share it with the retreat community. We would love to do that. We need to stay connected. We need to stay united. Finally, I just want to say to you, as we are trying to figure out what our next steps are, we're looking real closely at our financial resources and how we're going to continue to pay and provide for our staff, our associates, how we're able to continue to keep our facilities, our utilities paid for, all of the different aspects of keeping Malvern Retreat House operating. And we're instituting a new fund that says it's simply called Malvern Forward. Malvern Forward. We are inviting you, and we'll send you a link to that. How can you support us so that Malvern can go forward, can continue to go forward? That's all we want. We all want the same thing. We want our beloved retreat house to continue to flourish, and under God's grace that will happen. There's been a phrase that has been in my head an awful lot these days, and I've shared it with our board, I've shared it with our associates, all of our staff, and that phrase simply is, together we can, with God's grace we will. Together we can, with God's grace we will. Brothers and sisters, I ask that you trust the Lord, that you repeat that phrase and believe it. Together we can, with God's grace we will. Move Malvern forward. Move our families through all of this. We don't know what we're facing, but Jesus is in charge. To whom else can we go? He has alone, he has the words of everlasting life. Thank you. Prosit.